time for the Ryan Report on Atlanta's big station, V103.
Ryan Report.
Get out of my face. You see that camera right there?
Have you ever gone to New York City? One thing that happens when you go to New York City is you break all of the seatbelt rules. For some reason, you'll get in a cab and you don't put on your seatbelt. Why? In Atlanta, that's the first thing I do. I actually yell at everybody else in my car, please put on your seatbelt. And sometimes you get a driver. Lamar Odom in town in New York Thursday to go to a funeral for his cousin, hired a car service to drive him around town. But while he was in the car hit a person on a motorcycle, a 15-year-old pedestrian. The 15-year-old has died from the injuries he sustained in that New York car crash involving that vehicle. So that is a sad, sad story. The boy rushed to a nearby hospital, and the emergency surgery was performed to try to save him, but they're saying the injuries were too severe. They took the boy to the hospital. Didn't work. Now they have buried him. A source close to the tragedy says that Lamar is devastated, actually, because he was in town for a funeral, was actually crying about the accident. So it's just a sad story, all right? Michael Vick is going to be in front of Capitol Hill to talk about dogfighting, or to not dogfight. The bill, H.R. 2492, is going to penalize people who finance and bring children to dogfights and cockfights. So he's going to actually testify on Capitol Hill in support of that. So there you go. He's officially back when they call him to Congress to talk about it, all right? And Lady Gaga goes on Howard Stern to talk about drugs, or not using drugs, but of course Howard Stern is great at pulling things out of people. Here's Gaga on her drug life.
When you talk about getting high, I mean, you were doing some hardcore drug. You were into coke, and you loved ecstasy so much.
No, not then. I did later.
You did. So you still get high?
No.
Yes.
No.
No?
No way.
Still smoke weed?
Well, come on. That's not... Well...
See, of course, everybody knows that weed is not a drug, according to Gaga. And the Octomom. There was a story that came out that said the Octomom said she hates babies. Not her own babies, just your baby. She also has a hard time bonding with her babies after the first 6. She said, that's a lie. I never said that. Ooh, TMZ's got audio. It's going to be hard because you'll hear the babies in the background getting on everybody's nerves. But here's a little Octomom saying the babies are getting on her nerves so bad that she sometimes goes into the bathroom and hides and eats off of the toilet. She said, it's also very hard for me to bond. I bonded with my first 6 that I had right away. Because when an animal has a litter, something happens to the brain which prevents them from being able to bond. She's calling her children a litter. And the last part, she said, I will actually go in the bathroom, lock myself in there, sit on the floor, and just curl up in a ball and just breathe. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. I'll eat dinner in there. I'll put blankets and towels over the toilet and just literally eat dinner in there to be alone from all the chaos in the house. The Octomom, Mother of the Year. And that's your Ryan Report. Right here on your free money station. Jeezy coming up in the threesy. And coming up, she left on her own terms, and now she's back. I am jealous by the fact that Rashawn Ali will be here in 8 minutes as a guest on the Ryan Cameron Show. V103 live on V103webmag.com or V-103.com. I'm sorry, I got it confused, but you know what? White owned, black operated. CBS Radio, V103.
And if you don't know, now you know, you know, you know.